has very many, what do you call it?
Government contracts?
Government contracts.
Yeah.
I think...
Elon Musk, a man known for his vast wealth and influence, has long been a figure intertwined with government contracts and high-stakes business ventures. His companies, from Tesla to SpaceX, have secured lucrative deals that keep him in the spotlight, a position that naturally draws both admiration and criticism. Recently, though, that spotlight turned into a legal battlefield when Whoopi Goldberg, the outspoken co-host of The View, made comments that Musk couldn't ignore. She suggested on air that Musk was leveraging a supposed close relationship with former President Donald Trump to manipulate government policies for his own financial gain. It wasn't just idle chatter, her words carried weight, given her platform and audience of millions. Musk, never one to shy away from a fight, responded not with a tweet or a press release, but with a defamation lawsuit aimed squarely at Goldberg. The legal drama unfolded quickly. Musk's team wasted no time, filing the suit and pushing it forward, with a seriousness that caught many off guard. Goldberg, perhaps expecting her celebrity status to shield her, strolled into the courtroom with an air of confidence. Her lawyers argued that her statements were merely opinions, the kind of political hot takes that filled daytime television. They insisted she wasn't presenting facts, just sharing her perspective on Musk's influence, a perspective she was entitled to under free speech. It was a simple defense, one they thought might earn her a quick dismissal, or at worst, a minor reprimand. But the judge saw it differently. He didn't buy the idea that Goldberg's remarks were casual opinions, tossed out in the heat of the moment. Instead, he pointed out that she had delivered them with a tone of certainty, as if they were grounded in evidence she didn't possess. That distinction mattered, and it set the stage for a case that would spiral far beyond what Goldberg had anticipated. Musk's legal team came prepared, armed with a mountain of evidence to show the real-world fallout from Goldberg's words. They didn't just claim she'd hurt his feelings, they demonstrated how her comments rippled through the financial world. Tesla's stock, they argued, took a measurable hit in the days following her broadcast. Financial analysts were brought in to testify, explaining how negative press, especially from a high-profile figure like Goldberg, can rattle investor confidence and send share prices tumbling. It wasn't just about the money, though. Musk's EP? Attorneys painted a picture of reputational damage, pulling up social media posts, news articles, and online discussions that amplified Goldberg's claims. What started as a segment on The View had snowballed into a wave of public outrage, with some even calling for investigations into Musk's business dealings. Her words hadn't just faded into the ether, they'd sparked a firestorm. Goldberg's team, initially buoyed by their free speech argument, began to falter as the evidence piled up. The judge's questions grew pointed, probing the line between opinion and defamation. Musk's lawyers didn't let up, presenting witnesses who could speak to the tangible effects of the controversy. Financial experts broke down the mechanics of stock market reactions, showing how a celebrity's unchecked accusations could shift perceptions overnight. Others testified about the broader impact on Musk's image, noting how the narrative of corruption had taken root in the public's mind. Goldberg, known for her brash demeanor, started to show signs of strain. Reports from the courtroom described her growing emotional as the proceedings wore on. At one point, she broke down, offering an apology to the judge. She insisted she hadn't meant to cause harm, that her comments were never intended to mislead. But the apology rang hollow against the backdrop of Musk's meticulously documented case. By then, it was clear she'd underestimated the stakes. The judge, unmoved by Goldberg's tears, kept his focus on the facts. He acknowledged her status as a public figure with a massive platform, one that amplified her words far beyond the average person's. The View wasn't just a talk show, it was a megaphone, broadcasting to millions who then spread her claims across social media and beyond. When someone with that kind of reach levels serious accusations without evidence, he reasoned, it's not just talk, it's a potential weapon. He ruled that there was enough evidence of harm to let the case proceed, denying Goldberg's hopes of a quick exit. This wasn't about silencing her, he clarified. It was about accountability. Musk's team seized the moment, doubling down on their argument that Goldberg's statements had triggered a cascade of misinformation, damaging both his business and his name. As the case gained traction, Goldberg's lawyers scrambled to shift gears. Behind closed doors, they reportedly tried to broker a settlement, hoping to avoid a drawn-out fight that could drain her finances and tarnish her reputation further. But Musk's attorneys weren't interested in a quiet resolution. They smelled blood in the water and seemed intent on making an example of her. This wasn't just about one celebrity's reckless remarks. It was about setting a precedent. If they could prove that public figures couldn't sling baseless allegations without consequence, it might change the game for others in the media world. Goldberg, for her part, issued another public statement, expressing regret and claiming she'd misspoken. "Words matter, and mine are no exception," she said, trying to walk back the damage. But apologies don't erase stock dips or undo viral headlines, and Musk's team wasn't backing off. The media, meanwhile, struggled to keep up with the story's twists. Some outlets framed it as a billionaire flexing his legal muscle to crush a critic, painting Goldberg as a victim of Musk's wealth and power. Others questioned whether defamation lawsuits like this could stifle free expression, warning of a chilling effect on pundits and commentators. But the courtroom told a different tale, one where facts trumped spin. The evidence of harm was concrete. Stock charts, expert testimony, and a flood of online chatter that had taken Goldberg's words as gospel. No amount of editorializing could erase the paper trail Musk's team had laid out. Legal analysts began weighing in, predicting that Goldberg might have to settle whether she liked it or not. Fighting Musk in a prolonged battle could cost her millions, not to mention the hit to her credibility. The longer it dragged on, the worse it looked. Beyond the courtroom, the case took on a broader significance. It wasn't just about Whoopi Goldberg versus Elon Musk. It was a referendum on the responsibility that comes with a public platform. For years, Goldberg and her co-hosts on The View had lobbed accusations at public figures with little pushback, their words often treated as entertainment rather than statements with real weight. But this lawsuit signaled a shift. Musk, with his deep pockets and relentless drive, was proving that times were changing. Reckless claims could no longer hide behind the shield of just my opinion. The fallout was already evident. Goldberg's career, once untouchable, now hung in the balance. Her emotional breakdown in court might have won her some sympathy, but it couldn't undo the financial and reputational toll she was facing. Musk, meanwhile, kept living his life in the public eye. Just a day after a key hearing, he was spotted at a press conference with his son X, brushing off the drama with his usual flair. The lawsuit wasn't slowing him down. If anything, it seemed to fuel his resolve. For him, this was about more than money. It was about principle. He'd built an empire on innovation and risk, and he wasn't about to let a daytime TV host chip away at it with unproven allegations. His legal team pressed forward, confident that the evidence was on their side. The judge's refusal to dismiss. The case had given them the green light, and they were ready to see it through. Goldberg, on the other hand, was left grappling with a harsh reality. She'd walked into this thinking it was just another day on The View, a place where bold opinions were her stock in trade. But now she was staring down a legal and personal crisis that no amount of charisma could fix. "I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it," she admitted in court, a rare moment of vulnerability from a woman known for her toughness. It was a lesson learned too late. Her co-hosts weren't there to back her up, and the media outlets that had amplified her claims were nowhere to be found when the gavel came down. She was alone, facing the consequences of her own making. The case is far from over, but its implications are already reverberating. If Musk wins, it could send shockwaves through the entertainment industry, forcing commentators to think twice before tossing out wild accusations. It's a reminder that wealth and fame don't make someone a punching bag for baseless attacks. For Goldberg, it's a wake-up call she never saw coming. A stark realization that her words, once flung carelessly into the world, could boomerang back with devastating force. The courtroom had exposed the gap between her intent and her impact, and no amount of regret could bridge it. As the legal battle stretches on, one thing is clear. This isn't just about a celebrity spat. It's about accountability, consequences, and the power of a platform, whether it's wielded from a TV studio or a corporate boardroom. And for Whoopi Goldberg, it's a fight she might not walk away from unscathed. What do you think about her making false claims on national television? The debate's open. Share your thoughts.